When you have a shitty day, nothing's going right. Waking up to a class or job that you never liked. Take a moment, breathe, sit back, be a weeb. May not be as bad as it all seems. It's all the same, it's all the same.
It's all the same, it's all the same.
It's all the same, it's all the same. It's all the same, it's all the same. What's up, everybody? Welcome to the Bad Podcast. This is blluist. My name is Gray.
And this is Blue.
Hey.
And this is month 16, episode 15.
15.
So this is a public episode.
Yeah, so every 5 episodes, usually this is for subs only, but every 5 episodes is public. So this is the public episode. If you're listening to the first time ever to the Band Podcast, this is a little audio log that we've been keeping every month since we started streaming, pretty much.
So a little bit over a year ago.
So if you check out our first episode, which you can listen to, it's when we just started streaming. And every month we've been just talking and just kind of going over what happened the month before. And also just we started taking questions from community, from subs in our community. So we'll be doing that plus kind of going over what October was like for us. So yeah, what did we do this month, Blue?
So this month we had, actually my parents were here.
That's right.
So we did have a few, stream schedule mix-ups because we had to, move around some streams to see family and everything. But it was really nice. I haven't been able to see them for a year because they do live out of Japan. And another thing is my brother came to Japan as well, which I haven't seen him for a few years either. So it was actually kind of like a big family reunion kind of thing. So it was really nice. We got some really good food. I went to go Akihabara and Asakusa, and so it was pretty nice.
Yeah, for sure. It's always nice seeing your family. I get to see them once a year. Sometimes we Skype or we talk to each other on video, but it's always nice seeing your family. And it was the first time I got to see your brother and his girlfriend, so it was really nice hanging out with them too.
Yeah, so what do you think of my brother?
Your brother was awesome. Your brother was really chill, almost like exactly what I imagined him to be from the stories that you told me. Almost a male version of Blue when it comes to just like the energy that your brother had. Really cool though. Really tall too. I was really surprised. Yeah. So we had a little busy schedule. We had to cancel some streams here and there, but on stream we started playing. We played a couple of horror games this month, right? We did Until Dawn.
Mm-hmm.
What else did we do? I can't remember.
We did what was it? Corpse Party?
Oh yeah, we did Corpse Party.
Yeah,
then
cute
Corpse
little,
Party 2.
Cute little stream.
Yeah,
cute little game. Sorry.
First chapter of Corpse Party 2.
Mm-hmm.
Right, and then we started playing Final Fantasy. It's not a horror game, but we started playing Final Fantasy 7.
Mm-hmm.
And that's kind of like our main game that we've been streaming right now.
I mean, that's all we've been streaming recently.
Yeah.
That and in real life. But
yeah. Oh yeah. Our IRL is something happened, and right now we can't really stream on using the Streamlabs mobile app. So if you check this out recently, the quality is really bad, and you can't pick the quality that you want to stream on the Twitch app. And for some reason, I think it's just a connectivity issue. We get very low. It says 480, but I doubt it. It's not even 480. Sometimes we get like 2-something p streams. So we apologize for that, for the low quality, but hopefully you guys still enjoyed hanging out with us. We went out for Halloween a little bit on the IRL streams. Hopefully we'll get that worked out very, very soon.
Yeah, we are contacting support,
yeah,
so we can hopefully get that working soon.
And they've replied and they said they're looking into it. So we'll see.
So
hopefully we can get better IRLs.
Until then, we do have to put IRL on like a hiatus for now.
Yeah,
until we can
outdoors.
Get that fixed out, because it's pretty scuffed.
It's pretty scuffed, yeah.
Yeah.
But yeah. And recently, going back, we started playing Final Fantasy 7, and for Halloween, we dressed up as these fox yokais, which was really fun. I got some makeup on me,
It was first time.
Yeah,
Great first time makeup or makeover, I guess.
And Blue liked the kimono so much, she just wears it now. That's like just her thing now. She just wears
I
it
want it to be kind of like my stream uniform, where I want to be. Oh yeah, that girl who streams in her yukata.
Really breezy, really comfortable.
It's so comfy. It's so nice.
Yeah, because I wasn't wearing underwear when I first wore it because I didn't know how to wear those things, and you were like, you should put underwear on because you never know what might happen. But just gotta say,
that's not. Really you usually have to wear underwear with that unless you're at like a hotel. Yeah. But
I was freewheeling it for like about 30 seconds. It was really, really nice. Anyways,
so on this podcast, other than like events that happened during that month, we do talk about some more serious topics where that we can't really talk about on stream. And so yeah, great. Was there anything that was good? I mean, anything good happened? Anything bad happened? Anything more on the serious side of this month?
For us, it was like we started a new game, Final Fantasy VII, and we're doing a full playthrough of that. Usually, if it's a really long game, we tend to just play a couple of rounds, stream it a couple times, and then just kind of put it away. But we started playing, and a little bit before that too. It's a full playthrough. It's an old game. Of course, it's getting the hype because of the remake. But I think this month, we really had to kind of motivate ourselves when we saw, like, our viewership just had an objective drop. It was, when you look at the statistics and stuff, there was just an objective, like, huge drop in viewership. And of course, we talk about it a lot, and it's we talk about what to do, how to make things better, but there's no real trick really to just boosting it up, especially in our stream style, I guess. So that's something that happened, and we talked a lot again. We talk a lot about the stream and whatnot, but I think it, to a certain point, we were like, we need to think of a plan for us, not what to do with the stream, but just personally, because it happens when you stream. There's that roller coaster. It goes up and then it goes down and then it goes up and then it's down. And every time we hit that down, it's just something you don't get used to. I think it hits everybody to a certain extent. So it was really a month about how to really take care of ourselves motivationally, in a motivational sense, to kind of keep us going. You realize that, right?
Of course. It's a little, I mean, people do say don't look at the numbers, but at the end of the day, it's right there. And of course, it's the only thing that we can gauge, or it's one of the only things that we can gauge how well we are doing or how close we are to getting to that partner badge. So, of course, it's always there, and we do look at it. And so when it does drop, of course, there's always that feeling of, am I not doing good today kind of thing. And I think that's what kind of gets to me sometimes.
Yeah, it's nobody's fault but yours. Is what you think all the time.
Mm-hmm.
We were really lucky this month because we were pretty busy, so we had opportunities to kind of leave the house and not just kind of like sit in front of the computer screen and just look at, just kind of be sad about it, I guess. But we were able to go outside, talk to people about stuff. And but it happens to everybody. It's not we're in a better place now. We're seeing, things are definitely getting better. And we know more than anybody that it is a roller coaster ride. But every time it drops, it's still a drop. So and it's probably one of the steepest drops that we've had in a while. So it's just how to, like, I guess, combat that. So it's not, oh, boo-hoo, they're getting, we're not getting it, the numbers that we want to. It's like, it's this. It happens to everybody. I think what's important and what I'm interested in is when stuff like that happens to you, right? Because we've been streaming for 5 times a week for over a year now. 6 hours a day. Is there something that you did this time that was different from the other times to kind of put you over that hump, I guess?
Well, I did actually reach out to a few people to ask for advice. And I suppose, I guess, see from a different person's point of view, as well as, I guess, try to think of more creative things for streams to see if there's something I can improve or if there's something I can work on. But I mean, other than that, on a more personal note, I did start reading more books to kind of get myself out of that like negative mentality where I could kind of, I guess, escape from reality for a little bit, get lost in books, or, take baths, play with Anu, like those kind of things to, I guess, maybe like make myself feel a little bit better kind of thing. But
It's kind of getting support from other people,
mhm.
and also just
Balancing that. So
taking some distance, I
yeah,
guess.
especially since I think you and I, we both have the tendency to just, when we have something that's on our mind, we tend to just overthink it and just keep thinking about it. And so I needed some kind of outlet where I can just distance myself from it and try to see it from an outside perspective
I think that's
and
really
things like
important.
that.
Yeah.
So, but what about you, Gray? Do you do anything?
For me,
Mhm.
I just watch a lot of different streams that I think are doing it in some certain things that are different from what we stream, because there's always something you can learn from that, whether it be streams or vods or just YouTube videos or other stuff. Just try and watch other content that's very different from what we do, but yet maybe they're streaming, so we have some kind of connection. And it's hard to say. I used to feel like we can put that into our streams or whatever, but it's actually pretty hard unless they have something really creative that we can do. Maybe using like, for us we have the channel points and stuff like that.
Mhm.
But unless there's something very specific that we can kind of bring into our stream, it's more just it's really important for me to take a seat back and just watch a stream and then kind of be like, oh, this is what I like about this streamer. I wish this streamer did this. I wish that streamer was more, would go here, or like they do that. And then just having that and just kind of being in that perspective. Because when you just like stream every day, you kind of lose that balance unintentionally. And it doesn't mean, we're better, the streamers are better than anybody or anything like that. But it's just, you kind of lose that touch, I guess, because um, you're always streaming to somebody. So that's what I do a lot, is just um, I watch streams as much as I can um, when I feel like that. And of course, we had the opportunity to hang out with other streamers and stuff. So maybe we don't talk about that directly when we go hang out, but um, just being in that environment, and when you hang out with them, because the common ground is streaming and video games, those kind of topics do come up, but not in like, I wouldn't go up like, what do we do, that kind of thing. But just talking about streaming, I guess, and having somebody to be able to talk about streaming with was really helped me.
It really
Um,
helps for sure.
and just help me with my motivation, I guess, and just kind of picked it back up. And it was really cool to obviously talk to you, but we do this all the time and just think about, maybe what's this, like, where's the loophole in this, or like what's, if we do this, let's try this out, maybe doing something differently, might make the stream better. And then, so what is that something? What do people want? Stuff like that. How do we get discovered? And it's always just a never ending game of figuring it out, testing, and seeing what works for you. Because we realize it's a very seasonal thing too, depending on the season and who's watching you. Maybe they got school, maybe they got work. It's
Maybe
always
it's daylight
different.
saving time
Yeah.
and they can't watch because it's an hour off.
Yeah. There's too
Things
many
like that. It's just so many factors.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So when you kind of like sit down, calm down, and I guess I use those to just calm down, not to find an answer, but to be able to have some distance and just sit there and be like, okay, it's gonna be all right. Because I think this happens with a lot of streamers. They just always think about streaming. They're always thinking about it at the back of their head. Um, so I think, I think that's what it was. And like Blue said, it is getting, we're kind of getting out of that hump, I think. So hopefully it's going to get better. And it's always the hard part, is transitioning from one game to another game kind of thing. It's going to be hard as usual, but there's going to be some good games coming out. So I'm excited for that.
Yeah. Like Death Stranding.
Yeah,
It's
you're
coming
excited
out
for Death
in
Stranding.
a week.
Yeah.
It's going to be so good.
Maybe some people, by the time someone listens to this, it'll already be out.
Yeah.
But yeah, so hopefully we'll be talking about it in the next stream,
Mhm.
or sorry, the next podcast about that. But yeah, I guess that was the biggest thing, like, that really hit us. It kind of sounds like a downer, but really it's just, for us, this is like an audio log of what we did that month. And so the real stuff is always there. People that have been listening to this pod, like 15 of these episodes, know that it gets real at
It
times.
gets real, yeah.
And that's what's really important, I think, for us to. That's why we started in the first place.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, it's really hard. Keep some distance, just chill for a little bit. Yeah.
Escape from reality a little bit.
Sounds so
a
heavy.
little bit.
But yeah. Another thing that
So-
we added to that we have on our channel now are channel points. Call them Borks 2.0. We used to have a thing called Borks, which people could redeem. We kind of stopped doing that because
It wasn't working very well. It was a really complicated system where like you can choose who gets what, but sometimes it didn't work. And so some people didn't get the points that they were supposed to get. Some people who weren't supposed to get points would get points and things like that. So it was kind of a jumbled mess. So we kind of transformed this channel points into what we used to have.
We took it away.
Mm-hmm.
And then when channel points got introduced, we're like, oh, this would be a great way to kind of do like a all reset kind of thing.
Yeah.
And our channel was lucky enough to get that. And then maybe all channels have it now, but I don't know. But we got it on somebody in chat told us about the points, and we're like, okay, let's get working on this. I do little doodles now on stream, which are really cool that you can redeem. You can get a blue dab for what is it? 999,000,099
something like that. Yeah, a lot of money.
Whatever, yeah. You got to watch the
Not
stream
money, but sorry, bits.
for 24 or like 48 years or something like that, and then you can get blue to dab for you.
Yeah.
Stuff not that's the only like meme one, but we got other stuff that, and it was really fun thinking about that and people redeeming it. You can get your own custom command on our channel. If you trade them in
You
for
can change alerts.
an SR when we do that.
Mm-hmm.
Usually it's subs only, but you can redeem it so you don't have to be a sub to get a song in there, stuff like that. And I would like to think people are enjoying what we call Borks 2.0. And hopefully we can keep adding to that.
For sure.
I think it'd be really cool. Yeah. So that was like another change that we had on our channel.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah. Another thing we started doing recently is we have subs that listen to this and they had questions afterwards. So we thought, well, might as well have them ask it on Discord and then we'll answer it here. So
let's get into questions.
Yeah, we have a lot of questions today. We're not going to be able to read all of them, but we're going to try and get as many as we can.
Mm-hmm.
So, Blue, what's the first question?
So the first one is that it's a question we actually missed last podcast. So I do apologize that we couldn't get to last in our last one. But Wingless, it was a question from Wingless. It says, heard you guys talking about some sort of celebration about reaching your big streaming goal, like 24-hour stream or subathon. What do you guys think about some kind of community showcase? Maybe highlighting some members of the community who also stream or create art or make videos.
I mean, we do that all the time. If somebody does first of all, I agree. I 100% agree. I think we should do that. People that were there for the 12-hour stream that we did last year, we did a blluist awards where we did that was a great idea by our community members, but that was kind of for us to, even if you don't do anything creative or maybe you're just a normal viewer, kind of showcase them and like the memes that we've did on in the past or what you're kind of known for in the community, and just kind of be like, we gave them VIP, but everyone has their like blluist awards, and I think it'd be cool to showcase the artists. But honestly, we had this thing in our sub channel, but nobody really spoke up or they want to do it. We were always down, not just for the 24-hour marathon or anything, but we're always down to showcase artists and people that do creative things. Like, we want to know if you do that, and let us showcase it on our channel. And we rate our community members too. We really like, hopefully we're doing it on a normal basis, but yeah, I don't think we need to do a 24-hour marathon for that. Like, if you do something creative, let us know and we'll be stoked on it, most likely. What do you think, Blue?
No, I agree. I would love to showcase people's work.
Yeah,
even not just on special occasions, I suppose. So yeah, I think that'd be a really cool thing to do.
Absolutely.
I mean, even during the subathon or something too. I mean, that's also a possible thing that we can do during that time too. So yeah. I mean, of course, it's not just just anytime. We're down for any time.
Yeah,
so.
And of course, it's not like okay, they're gonna stream instead of us or something like that.
Yeah.
But a way that makes sense for us to just showcase like people that
Mhm.
do creative stuff. Like there's people in the community that are like kind of known to make memes or that are just good at sketches. Some dude's been posting pictures, sketches every day since he joined the community, and he's like, um, we even asked him, "You will give you your own channel. Like people like it so much." But he's
Wait,
like, he was very shy. He was very
he was
humble.
very humble. He's
Yeah,
like, no, no, no.
I'd like to do it
I don't
in
know.
my just in the creative channel of
Yeah.
Discord. But yeah, like we're always down, man. Like it's if you do anything creative, like let us know.
Hmm.
We would love to. All right, yeah. What's next?
So next one is from Fujang. It says, sorry, Fuoger.
Fucha.
It says a common. Oh, sorry. This is a reference to a video of Japan's train system where the workers actually push stuff people into the trains during the morning rush hour. It says, is this a common everyday thing? What's Gray's commute like?
So I saw the picture. It's kind of like I've seen that picture before where people get pushed into the train. There's like three. We look like sardines. I ride the bus to work, and on a rainy day, it's legitimately like that, and it's the worst thing ever because the bus cars are a lot, obviously smaller than trains. Sometimes you just can't get on. You can't get on, and then you have to wait for the next one, which is like 2 minutes, and 2 minutes when you're on commute is actually a big deal. And sometimes you can't get off, so you have to scream. I get off at the last station of the bus, so it's fine. But some people they're just screaming, so you have to deal with that. It's absolutely horrible sometimes. Usually, sometimes it's okay. It's still crowded, but not that crowded. But yeah, I can't imagine doing that on the train for like an hour. I had like a panic attack once on a snow day, and I was wearing a scarf and a jacket, and I got into a really mush train because it was snowing, and the train was they were getting delayed, and I couldn't breathe, and it just got too much for me, so I had to leave the train. But that was only once that happened. Has that ever happened to you, Blue?
Actually, I was gonna say when I used to go to fashion school, I had to take this tiny little train. It was only 4 cars, but this tiny little train because I had to transfer to a bigger train, and that tiny little train, oh my god! On snowy days, on rainy days, it was super packed. It was probably just like that video where people had to line up to get on the platform even. And so I usually had to leave an hour earlier than usual because I couldn't get on the plane, not plane, sorry. I couldn't get on the train. I had to wait for people to stuff themselves into the train and then wait for the next one and then the next one. And sometimes there are times when I couldn't get on 3 chains and I had to wait for the 4th one kind of thing. And
it's a nightmare.
Yeah, it's a nightmare. I mean, luckily I was on I had to get off on the last stops too, so it was okay. I didn't have to yell across anybody and be like, "Hey, I got to get off." But yeah, I have had really panicky moments because I do get claustrophobic. So, I mean, those times I've had to get off the train, kind of take a breather, take my coat off and then get back on kind of thing. Or there's been times when I almost fainted on trains and stuff. So it's not really fun, but that's not that common. I mean, if you're on the train at a very, very early time and you are trying to get to work and whatnot, of course it is very common. But if you're just visiting here, you don't really have to worry about it because I don't think you'll be leaving that early to be caught in rush hour. So, because it's usually the very early trains that are like that.
So it's not like every day, but it does happen.
Yeah,
I guess. Yeah,
it does happen on certain lines.
All right. So the next one comes from Regular, and he says, "What's the most important thing you've learned about adulting?"
Oof. The most important thing, I think, was that I didn't appreciate my parents enough. Maybe. In that sense, I mean, like, because when you're growing up, you don't really realize how much your parents do for you. Like, once you start living by yourself, you have to do everything, right? You have to budget your money. You have to make sure that you have enough money for bills. You have to make sure that your apartment's clean. You have to make sure that the laundry's done, hung up, and folded. You have so many responsibilities that it just kind of gets piled up if you don't do them, of course. And when you're growing up, you don't realize because your parents do kind of do that for you most of the time, aside from like cleaning your own room. But so I think just important thing was just, I guess, responsibility in knowing how to balance it so you don't get overwhelmed on one day kind of thing. Is learning to, clean a little bit, do a little bit of adulting every day to make sure that it doesn't get all piled up. Is probably what mine is. Balancing life.
Balancing life, yeah.
Yeah. What about you?
For me, it's if you don't look after your house, it actually becomes a mess. And hopefully we learned that now. And when we started streaming, and we really just sit in front of our monitors all day, it's really hard to actually and also being healthy when it comes to food is really important. That's something I learned while adulting. Because it's really easy to because we have convenience stores where we can get everything just really easily, or just get delivery or whatever, which is really expensive, but so we don't do it too much. But our health was obviously deteriorating when we first started streaming, and it was really obvious. And to be able to kind of like look after yourself, maybe some people can already look after themselves from a young age, but I guess I could not in this given situation. So cooking your own food, something that's healthy, that makes sense. I drink a lot, so kind of to compensate that, kind of having healthy foods during the day in the morning, eating a nice breakfast so you have energy to stream. Just kind of overall making sure that your health is okay and how important that is. And it made me, because I've been working at the same place that I've been working even before I started streaming with Blue, and I never really had that problem until I started streaming, because we have late nights.
Mm-hmm.
We're not too early in the morning, but we have late nights. So I think that was probably the most important thing that I'm learning right now. Yeah.
All right.
Yeah.
Next question is also another one from Fuchang. Says, can you guys please do a bit on your current streaming setup? Do you watch the Twitch UI or Streamlabs?
Mm-hmm.
What other software are you running? What hardware, mics, capture card, etc.? What does it do, and what works and have you found didn't work or need to be changed? Or sorry, what's working and have you found didn't work / needs to be changed?
All right, so this is like a setup kind of. I think so. We're starting with the equipment, right?
Mm-hmm.
And then just kind of going into software. Blue, do you want to? I mean, you can look at the stuff right here, but
and so our current setup is on my side. I have 2 monitors.
First of all, we're side by side.
Yes, we sit right next to each other, and so we have technically 3 monitors. Except what we do is I have 2 monitors, and one of my monitors is screen shared with Gray. And so when I stream a game, he can look at the game in front of him on his monitor. We only have one PC, as you guys are aware. We also have a, Elgato. What's it called? Elgato capture card. Thank you. That we use to stream games from Switch and PlayStation 4. And what else?
We have a AT2020, not the USB version for Blue. So we have an audio interface that's connected to your computer. We have headphones. We got the usual setup with the speakers or whatnot. We got the keyboard, and then we have the webcam. It's a pretty basic setup, I think, if you stream. And we have a ring light right above Blue's monitor, and Blue. I don't know if this is correct, but you watch chat on the left screen. Like how do you see the monitors?
Yeah, so on the screen in front of me, I have the game, and then on the left, I have OBS up, and I also have chat up, and then of course I have Nightbot up if we're doing SR and things like that. So it's usually that's why I'm always looking to the left, is because I'm looking at chat, and then I look forward for game, and then the left, and then forward. So that's usually my setup. And we also noticed that with the tone of both our voices, Gray speaks a little bit louder than I do. So we have 2 different mics. So I have the interface mic. Gray has the AT2020 USB mic, right?
I have the 2020 USB, yes.
And that kind of helped with our volume control, because we used to use the Yeti, and that wasn't working because both of us would keep bleeding into it kind of thing. So other than that, let's see. We both have the same webcam, which is the Logitech 920. I hope I got that correctly.
Yeah, yeah, that's right.
Yeah, and then I have open ear headphones, so I can hear gray when we're streaming, and those helped a lot because we used to use like the normal like closed ear headphones, but I couldn't hear gray, so I would keep one ear open, and that used to hurt my ears pretty bad. But since we got open ear, oh my god, I'm not getting anything else. So
I think the biggest update that we did recently was with audio. To manage all of our audio, we used to just use the OBS sound and just kind of figure it out. And as if you guys have watched the streams before, we bleed in like crazy. We had the Yeti mic, and that just picks up really well. So we had to switch out the Yeti mic, and we actually monitor all the audio on a software called Voicemeter. On It's a separate software that you can use, and that way, with one input, we can have both of our voices in instead of having two separate channels, which is really really nice when you do like Discord voice calls. Because
and that's why on when we're doing VC on Discord, you can hear Gray through my account.
Yeah,
I know that confused a couple people, but that's because both our mics are going into one output. So,
and we used to not be able to do that. And we've been looking at some plugins, but those plugins are kind of expensive. So we're kind of holding back on that, seeing how we can do it just with like the vanilla software.
Yeah,
and
it's actually working really well. I'm so glad we got it.
That's where we monitor all sound. Yep. If we're playing a YouTube video or some music, monitor from there, stream sound, alerts, our voices, obviously.
Everything.
So, and it's free software. So if anybody is into that, and they care about kind of like their audio setup, I would highly recommend that software.
And Voicemeter also has a few different types. And so there's also like you can get a really simplified version, or you can get something that's a little bit more complicated. So you can kind of pick and choose what you're comfortable with. So I thought that was really, really nice and convenient.
Yeah.
Other than that, we also have a Stream Deck.
Yeah, I was going to mention that.
Yeah. And that was gifted to us through donations on our first year of streaming. And that we have a couple things set up. So Gray, because of course Gray can't reach over and use my mouse, so he can control stream from his end too. So he can mute our mics, or he can change our scenes, or he can he can do the sound bites, the expose sound bite and things like that. He can
I can change scenes.
Yeah, you can change scenes. You can change music. You can get Spotify up and things like that as well.
For people that don't know what scenes are, scenes would be, for example, we have the starting soon, and then we have the YouTube clips of us of our streams, and then if I click a button, it'll go change into the next scene, which is the IRL, where it's just big blue and gray, and then the next one where there's the game screen. Like each one of those are scenes, and I have a button to kind of switch, or the subwall. I have a button that kind of goes to the subwall screen. So we have a bunch of those kind of commands. We have the sound bites. If we're doing the no swear challenge, the text will appear, stuff like that. So I think that's pretty much. And my setup is pretty much the same. For me, I use a laptop. I don't have a second monitor, so when Blue's playing a game, I'll be watching all the chat on my. I'll just take everything off my laptop screen, just maximize chat, and then have it. So you probably see me look down a little bit when I'm looking at chat. That's because I'm just looking at my laptop screen. Nothing too crazy on my end. And I have a light on the side. I have a circle light that's for nighttime. And I got webcams. No, I'm not actually. My side has nothing to do with the actual streaming machine, so I don't have any software on mine. Yeah.
Also, like our we have it set. We also have a HDMI splitter for when we stream games too, because usually with the PC screen sharing, you can only share screens for PC games. But we've been able to figure out how to show like PS4 and Switch games to both screens, because usually before we couldn't. And so I don't know if you guys remember, but Gray would have to sit like right next to me when we played like games on our PS4. So
yeah,
that's something new as well that we were able to do.
That was really cool that we got the HDMI splitter. We also have the other cable splitter for your PC. It's always really nice to do that when we're just watching movies or something at home too, because you can just do it on your Netflix, and then we'll be playing on both screens. So yeah, that's pretty much it for the setup.
I mean, software wise, we use normal OBS currently.
Yeah.
We've had to switch a couple times, but currently we use normal OBS. For music, we use Spotify a lot, and YouTube, of course. What else?
We have
Yeah,
the
I guess voice meter. That's mostly it. Because I
Yeah.
mean, OBS has everything regarding camera, so you can do green screen through OBS as well. So it's
Yeah.
just I think audio is a big thing that we got like a voice meter for. So
And during streams, we don't look at the stats too much. Maybe I'll look at the viewer here and there, but usually on my screen, I'll just have the chat maxed out. So I'm not looking at the UI. Streamlabs, not so much. If we do, because all the notifications show up on chat anyways, I'm just going full chat on my screen. Same with Blue, I think.
I usually have a UI up in the back. So I can't see it unless I click on it. But sometimes I do click on it when I need to see like, oh, what did people redeem with Borks? Because sometimes, maybe chat's moving a little fast and I don't remember, who redeemed what. So I had to go back and be like, okay, this person redeemed a new alert. Let's make this kind of thing. And so sometimes I do look at the UI a little bit, or the times when we do run ads, I have to click on the little button on the UI as well. So, but most of the time it's just a big screen of OBS to make sure, so I can check volume control, and I have voice meter up, and then I have the chat popped up. So,
Yep.
Yeah.
I hope that answered the question.
Yeah. Sorry if that was a bit long.
Fire asks, how do you guys budget, or do you budget? Budgeting is big, I think.
Yeah. I mean, all the time. I think we budget all the time.
It's really hard to really pick the games that we want to play / stream. If we find a good deal on something, we always think, are we going to be able to use it for stream? And honestly, if the answer is no, we probably won't buy it. We haven't been buying stuff like that. We don't. But recently, we spent a lot more money on actual like natural foods and stuff. Like I said, to kind of keep our. We used to cut down on food. Like, let's get the cheapest thing. But recently, we get a lot more like actual veggies, just so we can cook and we can actually have a healthier life. And I don't really want to cut on that much. For us, we live in a studio apartment in Tokyo. We split the bills halfway down for both of us. So, I mean, it really helps. Lets us live in a relatively bigger place than it would be if I just lived by myself. And same for Blue. So, really watching what we buy, the subs that we do to things. But
we think about the things we buy more than we used to.
Absolutely.
Like a lot of times we'd be like, oh, I really want this, but do I really need it? And then the outcome is usually no, so we don't buy it.
Yeah.
Kind of thing. So, but that's okay.
Yeah, it's easier for us to buy games because we could really. That's just what we do.
Yeah.
So like, it's easier to just be like, maybe I'll buy this video game that's $60. Maybe we won't play all the way, but maybe we can get a couple of streams out of it. Hopefully a lot, but
yeah,
kind of thing. So yeah. Fire. Another one by Fire. Fire asks, how does Twitch chat not drive you insane?
Oh, you guys drive me insane all the time. What are you talking about, Fire?
So not about the actual thing. Like sometimes we have like, problems here and there with the chat itself. But I said this before, but I probably talk on one stream or, both streams combined. In one day of streaming, I probably talk more than I used to in like a week. Just reading the chat out loud and reacting to it. Like I talk so much more now than I used to. And I think it's the same for you too.
Oh my goodness, yeah. I didn't talk this much before.
If you didn't stream and you weren't working right now, you would probably forget how to talk a little bit. Like
a little bit. Because you'd be the only person I'd be talking to.
Like you would talk to people.
No, when I used to be in school, and on the days when I didn't go to school and I was just by myself and I didn't have any plans, I'd seriously just sit in my room and like play games or watch movies or like maybe go get food and whatnot. But I would not talk that whole day.
Yeah.
So it is a little surreal. Because I do talk more. And it's actually getting more natural for me to talk.
I think people 100% agree with you that you talk more than you used to.
Yeah. But, of course, I'm still struggling a little bit. So you guys will have to put up with my quietness a little bit. Yeah. But hopefully I can improve as we go.
I have this moment where when I get tired of, maybe I talk a lot, and I'm just not because the chat is bad, just because my body is just not... very tired. Maybe I slept late last night or I'm like hungover or something. I'm a little tired. And then I think it's insane that we even have a chat that I get tired in.
Yeah.
Like the fact that I can just keep on talking and just have this like I think a lot of people would die to have that, you know? And so that moment I have that realization, I go, "Oh, that's awesome." And then it kind of like rejuvenates me a little bit, goes in a little harder, and then maybe I'll take a break a little after that or something, but it's this question and us being able to say, to even have a chat that could you drive insane is probably like, it's an amazing thing to have as a streamer. So I always try not to I try to appreciate it, but sometimes yeah, I just get a little tired and stuff like that. But chat itself doesn't really drive me like I never am like, oh, I'm tired of chat today. I don't want to talk to you. Kind of. I never
Yeah.
have that. It's
It's
just
never like that.
I just feel really bad if I'm like really tired or something. Like, I want to
Yeah.
talk, or like someone new comes in, like I want to talk, but like I'm sorry, I'm just like out of it today. Like, I feel bad. All right. So, anyways, we got next question. We have a lot of questions that Toasty sent in. Thank you, Toasty. I love the questions. We might not be able to do all of them, but some of these are really quick answer ones. So let's get to it as many as we can. First one is, so on a podcast before, we actually mentioned that our goal for the end of the year was that we want to get to 100 average views, and that was kind of something that Blue and I said. And so the question is, do you have a specific plan to reach your goal of 100 average viewers this year? Anything about it you can share with us, says Toasty. And right now, our average view is probably like somewhere from like late 30s to like early 40s or something. So it's like a very, very optimistic goal that we had, I guess. And just like objectively speaking. And there were times when we would get like 60s, depending on the game and stuff. The reason why we even mentioned that was a way for us to, if we verbalize something like that, almost an unrealistic goal, it was, it really helps us drive towards it. So we always have that in our heads, but we don't have a specific like strategy like to kind of get there, to answer your question. Of course we want to get there and we still work really hard to get there. And we'll try all different kinds of things. And if we do find a trick, then of course we would share it. But right now, there's no specific trick. It's really more of just, having that. Because if you don't have a goal, you just kind of get bored and you just kind of get burnt out a lot quicker. And I always talk about it with Blue. And the 100 viewers, 100 viewers. We got to get there. We got to get there. Like, let's work hard. Yeah. So to answer your question, no specific thing. If there's anything we could share, we would love to share that. So, would you consider hanging out with members that live outside of Japan, of your community, when you travel?
Of course.
Absolutely.
Of course. We would love to see them. I mean, I think that's probably half of the reason why we would go in there in the first place. So,
I mean, people that come here, we try to meet as many people as we can. Sometimes we can't because of schedule and stuff, but we try to meet as many people as we can. Absolutely. If to even have a community that we can say that about, to be able to say, oh yeah, I have a friend in Germany, I have a friend in America, or somewhere in Europe, in England, blah, like that's already insane. That already blows my mind. So absolutely, because then I would trust you guys than a tour guide or so like a book or something on like what's good to eat, what's fun and stuff, because you always trust your friends. So absolutely. Next one. Okay, I talk very well. A specific question for Blue. So we have that dab goal, right? That like 999 million borks, which means that you have to watch the stream for like 48 years or something. If someone would ever get that, would you really give a fat dab?
Yeah, I mean, if you can convince my 70 or 80-year-old self that what a dab is, or like a reminder of what a dab is,
Remember the days?
Then yeah, sure. If you can
Absolutely.
remind me.
Yeah. And if I'm not dead, I'll be there to convince her too with my little cane. Yep. Absolutely. Another specific question to Blue. I really like this question. Do you ever think about getting a regular job again? Something in the fashion industry again. If you would do a regular job again, would you completely stop streaming or just change your schedule to less streams?
So with the fashion industry, because it is a very creative job, it's not something you can do part-time most of the time unless you want to do like sales. or like if you want to stand at a store. So if I were to go back to fashion, then I would probably have to stop streaming to pursue it, because fashion is not something I do part-time. And so if I were to go back, I would probably have to stop streaming. So it's not something I'm considering at the moment, because I do want to keep streaming, and that's something we are trying to strive for. And so I think if I were to get another job, like for example, streaming's not really going well, like we're just losing money or something, or we just can't support ourselves, then I'd probably look for a simple part-time job, but probably not a fashion job unless everything's going to shit and we have to stop streaming, kind of thing.
That makes sense.
Yeah.
Like it's just a full on profession if you take it, I think.
I mean, like before we started streaming, I was working 6 times a day from 10 a.m. to 11 p.m. So it's not like, if it's that schedule, then I don't have a day I can really stream. So
is that in your realm of possibility that you would ever go back to that?
Maybe someday. You never know. But currently, no. Maybe someday. Because I mean, I did go to schooling for that, and I do still love fashion and everything. So it is possible, but not something I'm considering right now or in the near future. Okay, last question.
Yeah, go ahead.
Since you haven't been online with your second account, blluist Day Off, for some time, will you stream on it in the future again, or did it get uninteresting for you?
Absolutely.
Yeah.
I would love to stream again. It's not I think that's what blluist Day Off is about. Because if we make it a strict schedule to stream on that account on the days that we're day off, might as well just stream. That's a streaming schedule, so we might as well just stream it on blluist. So the whole point of that is we have a second channel. That used to be my channel. It used to be the gray account, and we just made it blluist Day Off for times when we might want to play a game, just chill. Maybe we stream straight from the PS4 or something like that, where it's just something that we don't really feel like we really want to stream too hard, or maybe it's just like us grinding in 14 for the night, or just hanging out with people. Last time Blue went to go hang out with her friend, and I was really lonely, so I streamed on that, and I was just talking to people, watching stuff. So it's like a really,
it's a really casual thing.
It's a rare Pokemon. It comes out once in a while, and we'll keep it there. And when we feel like we want to stream on that, it's gonna be completely random.
Yeah, so we won't be making any kind of strict schedule. It's not gonna be like another affiliate account or anything like that. It's just more of, it's just when we want to just, I don't know, decide to stream on our off days.
Unless somehow that takes off more than blluist or something.
Yeah.
Then,
so it's not gonna
switch over to that. Yeah. Do the little name swap from blluist to blluist Day Off. But yeah, it's just a very casual thing. I think a lot of people might say, you can just do that on the blluist account, and people like it, and that's true. But there's just something we just get into that mode where it's like, okay, we're gonna stream on blluist, like it's just like the main channel, and it's always nice to have that off channel, and because the number of people that come to the blluist Day Off account is not that high compared to our blluist channel, and that's also like really nice too. Not saying anyone can come and join. We don't like limit it to anybody, but it just happens that way, and it's just really chill.
It's just less pressure.
Yeah,
if that makes any sense.
Yeah, like I'm just like,
it's just really just for when we're hanging out.
Yeah, I'm just like drinking, like watching something.
Yeah.
I guess we could do that on the main channel, but yeah, there's just something about it that it's like taking a breather, I guess. But it just shows that I just like streaming, so sometimes I just use that. Usually it's me on that channel, or we used it one time for like troubleshooting.
Yeah, we did,
because we didn't want to stream a troubleshoot on our normal one, and it was super convenient that we had a second channel where we could stream to, and people that were like really tech savvy will kind of be in chat helping us out, but our camera's just like, we didn't put any lights on or anything like that, and it was just a computer screen just kind of figuring it out. So it was really convenient to have a second channel for that, I think, and we didn't have to stream it off on blluist, so that was really nice. Yeah, so definitely still interested. I think it functions as what we made it to be in the first place. So yeah, we're not going to have like a strict schedule or anything for that. and we're not gonna like at everyone when we go on that stream either. Like
Yeah,
we'll write in Discord here and there, but
because most of the time those streams are really spontaneous.
yeah,
Just more like we'll be playing a game and Gary's like, you know what? I think I'm just gonna stream it. Like,
Yeah.
oh, okay. And then we go live and that's it. So yeah, it's not supposed to be
it's like VC.
yeah, it's just VC with a screen.
Yeah, and now that we can just stream on Discord, I don't know, and we might, some people might not want to watch that. I guess it's always better quality to do it um, on Twitch. Just we did the Discord live stream couple, and I've been watching a lot of Discord streams, and sometimes it gets a little like funky, so it's always smoother on Twitch. So we'll see. It's a lot easier to do it on Discord. So we'll be streaming on Discord sometimes in VC, or just this Bluest Day Off one on whatever accounts. But yeah. So, regular actually had a question, and I kind of skipped over it for now because I couldn't think of anything off the top of your head, off my head. But regular asks, what was the most hilarious, cringiest misunderstanding you've been involved with? Blue, and I was thinking, I couldn't think of anything for myself, but you can say no if you don't have one, Blue, but do you ever have a misunderstanding when you had really short hair and when people like misunderstand you or they think that you're a guy? Did you ever have that?
Yeah, actually more than I would like to admit, but
it's hard to tell now because you have longer hair.
Yeah, but the thing is, when I was very young and I went snowboarding, I had really long hair and I was in a ponytail and I was wearing like this turtleneck with my snow pants and everything. I was like full out like snowboarding gear outfit, everything. And I was in like the cabin where you can get food and like you can take a break and whatnot. And I was with my mom, and this lady was like just decided to chat at my mom a little bit to talk to her, like just small talk kind of thing. And then of course she and then my brother and I are sitting right there next to my mom. This lady goes, so, is this your son's first time here kind of thing? It's like, oh, and then my mom's like, yeah, my daughter and my son's first time. Yeah. It's like, so the lady thought I was a guy and she couldn't really get the hint. So she kept addressing me as her son. Yeah. So,
and then when you started modeling and stuff and you started wearing a lot of menswear, you were like,
I got hired a lot to model menswear instead of women's wear.
Because when we started dating, you had super, super short hair. And I could see that. Like, I could see how, like, maybe people might confuse that, maybe. But, because everything, I wear a lot of your clothes because you wear menswear stuff. And you wear my clothes too. And it's just like, I could see that, but, like, that would be one handsome man. And so you would get modeling jobs for, like, things
or menswear.
Yeah, right?
Yeah. And then also the store I used to work at. Apparently, this is just story from the manager I used to work under. But he told me that a couple times, like his clients, as in like the clients who would come in and like, because we used to get a lot of buyers and stylists who would come in and borrow clothes from us. They'd be like, hey, who's the new guy in your store? Like, who's your new staff? Like, he's like, I didn't know you were getting, like, he looks like he's not, he's half kind of thing. I was just like, oh yeah, that's Blue. She's a girl. So, yeah. And I did get those comments when they would come into the store as well. They'd be like, oh yeah, I totally thought you were a guy, but you're obviously a girl when I see you like here. Just in pictures, you look like a guy. So like, oh, okay, thanks.
Yeah, when I said, the reason why I thought of that was because I was trying to think of a story, and when I was in high school, I had really, really long hair. I have really long hair right now, but I used to have hair that was a lot longer, and I used to wear shirts that were way tighter because I was like a scene kid, and really tight jeans, really tight shirt, and I was gonna hang out with my friend, and my friend left me to go hang out with somebody because we were meeting up at school and we were gonna go somewhere, and they left me, and they thought I ditched them, and I asked him why, and he said, and I was like, I was just waiting in front of the office, and then he thought that I was a different girl, so he just left. Like he thought he couldn't tell that it was me. No. Yeah. And I was like, okay. Like he just like zoomed past me, and I was like, oh man. So I have kind of similar experiences as you, Blue. Not as cool as yours, where you get like modeling jobs. But yeah. No, when I used to wear like I'm already a small guy, but I used to wear like really, really tight shirts, even for me. With like the early 2000s, late 2000s, I guess. like splatter horror, like pink and blue goo shirts and stuff like that. So I was a pretty hot scene girl. Is what, from the back at least, is what happened. But yeah, I couldn't think of anything on the spot for those hilarious. So sorry I brought that to the end. But yeah, I think we got through most questions. Yeah,
I think so.
that was it. Yeah. So that was our questions. If this is your first time listening to the podcast, we do this monthly for subs. And every 5 episodes, it's public. So this is the 15th one. So this is public. Hopefully you check us out. Of course, we're on Twitch. We're blluist. If you, yeah. My name is Gray, and this
I'm
is
Blue.
Yeah. And so come check it out. Like, this is kind of like what our streams are all about. And we'll do another band podcast next month. This one will only be for subs though, and hopefully we have some good stories. And for subs, keep asking those questions because we're gonna be answering them every podcast. We get a lot of questions now, so hopefully we can answer them all. Sorry if we cut some of them, or if we missed some of them. But like Wingless, we missed it last time, so we're bringing it this podcast. But yeah, please ask those questions, and thank you guys so much for all the support you've been giving us for the last 16 months.
Yeah, thank you so much. We wouldn't be here without you guys. So
yeah, think about it. Like, we have 16 episodes of this podcast, which is also like how long we've been streaming for. So it's insane. So yeah, thank you guys so much, and we'll see you guys in the next band podcast.
We'll see you next time.
Bye.
Bye.